Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of HorrorHands, and for this video I'm going to be talking about Deranged. And this is a kind of a documentary type horror film about a fictional character called Ezra Cobb, but who's clearly based on the famous cannibal serial killer Ed Gein from Wisconsin, who inspired not only this film but films like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I say it's kind of like a documentary because it plays out like a film, but there is a narrator who steps in to the scene numerous times throughout the film just to give a bit of explanation and clarification on the story, which I quite liked. I thought that was quite a nice touch. I did watch this many years ago when I was a kid, and I really didn't like it. I thought it was terrible. And I've actually not watched it since until now when I bought it as part of the Arrow Blu-ray sale and revisited it the other day. And I have to say I enjoyed it much more now that I'm older and probably got a bit more patience with films. It is a very slow film. There's no real kind of in-your-face violence or blood and guts in this movie. It's a slow character study of this individual who kind of just goes crazy. But there were some good points about the film. Most notably for me was the acting. I thought the acting in this film was very good. For a low budget exploitation film, it was very convincing. In particular, Robert Blossom, who plays the Ezra Cobb character, he gave a really good performance. You might know him better as the old man shoveler guy from Home Alone, but if you want to see him in a very different role, this is certainly an interesting one to check out. But yeah, he gives a really good performance as this guy, and it's quite emotional in places too, because all he knows is his mom. You know, he lives with her and doesn't really have any other contact with other people, and she's like old and sick, and at the beginning of the film she dies while he's caring for her. So, you know, when she's gone, he kind of really struggles and he's very isolated and he's in mourning, and then eventually his mourning turns into madness. But yeah, it was very kind of emotional, and at times I even felt a little bit sorry for him. But as time passes in the film, he starts to hear voices from his mom, his deceased mom, and he heads to the graveyard to dig up her corpse. So he brings her back to the house. So he has like her decomposing corpse in the bedroom, and he just tends to it. Just tends to this dead body. And then over time, he kind of crosses paths with women, or they cross his path, and he ends up killing them. And then he has a few bodies stashed around the house. So yeah, and it kind of carries on like that until he gets caught. But yeah, I thought it was a good film. Like I say, it's slow and it's more of a character study, but it was good, and it was very well done for what it was. There was a couple of scenes that I thought kind of really silly and didn't belong in the film. Most notably was the seance scene. I'm sure if you've seen this film, you'll know what I'm talking about, but there's a ridiculously silly scene where this woman tries to evoke the spirit of her deceased husband, and it's just completely over the top and doesn't sit right in the film for me. Like I say, the film is a very slow character study, and yeah, it was just, the scene was just way too over the top and didn't really make a lot of sense. I don't know why that was in the film, but on the whole, it was a good film. I think with this one, you've just got to know that it is very slow. It's not like, it isn't Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not sort of coming at you. It's not in your face. It's much more of a quieter, slow burner. But I'd certainly recommend it as an interesting piece of filmmaking. So let me know what you think about this one. I'd be interested to know what other people's thoughts are on this. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.